Hello and welcome to day 12. You're not going to believe this. This is really funny. So last night I just wanted to make sure I hadn't got it wrong that my lenses, my Nikon lenses, the autofocus isn't working with the they sent me the adapter ring and I tried the lenses on the Z9 from my D3, but the autofocus on them won't work, so it just kept forcing it back into manual focus mode. Anyway, last night, so I've gone like pretty much the whole week just shooting on the 24 to 70mm lens they sent me, and last night I thought, do you know what, maybe I've got this wrong. So I tried again, and I tried every one of my lenses on the Z9 with the adapter ring. Guess which one worked? You're not going to believe this. This is hilarious. My favourite lens, the Sigma 85mm 1.4 lens, is the only one that works. All my Nikons don't work. That's so funny, isn't it? It's probably just that my older lenses are not, like, they're on the list of incompatible lenses. And I guess thinking about it, my Sigma was probably a newer one that I bought. Treated myself to this lens, and it is so nice to be shooting 1.4 again. I've really missed it this week. I shoot at 1.4 a lot, you know, or 1.8, and I have missed it. So it's so great to have my favourite lens on the Z9 for the first time, and the autofocus is working perfectly. It's just nice to be out in the peace in this beautiful place. And there's something about the smoothness of this lens that just keeps me coming back time and time again. It's such a stunningly beautiful lens. Do you ever do it where you just shoot without looking? You know? Wow, and just see what comes up. Like, that's a really cool shot. Because I'm trying to kind of erase all the photography rules that I've got in my head that I've had for all these years. I've always, you know, they're sort of ingrained, like the rule of thirds is ingrained, and there's all these things that I've always gone by, which, you know, work great for a great shot, you know, like main point of interest on a pleasing point, create a journey for the eye, and, you know, use the rule of thirds and strong diagonals. And, you know, I've kind of done that forever, and as much as I've probably returned to it, I just kind of want to break from that. I just feel like my photography gets a little bit samey sometimes because it's just very predictable, you know. And so I'm trying to like erase all of those rules and start again. And I think that a great thing to do, if you want to shake your photography up a little bit and get rid of that predictability of what your images are going to look like, is just hold the camera, don't look, let go of the need to control. I'm such a control freak with my photography, and just hand it over to something else. Just take some shots and let's see what these are like. Maybe they'll tell a story that we didn't know was there. Maybe the camera will see something that we've taken for granted while we're looking at other things, you know? Or maybe you'll just capture a composition that you never considered would work, and it just gives your photography a new level of freshness or something, you know? I've realised something else as well this week. I was saying to my mum, like when I went to the deer park, you know, I realised I really want to focus on some wildlife photography, and, you know, it's something I've never really, well, the closest I came was in the Masai Mara, and I had the best photographic experience of my life there. And I remember just feeling on top of the world and wanting to do more of it. And I think it's resonating with me so much now because I feel like I need that peace. You know, I've been a lot on the screen, a lot setting up websites, doing the YouTubing, video editing, and I've sort of become pretty screened out actually. And I think the reason that getting out with the camera is resonating with me so much is just that. I'm really just enjoying the peace and the connection and just hearing nothing but the sound of the birds. Also, you know that feeling that, you know, you think, oh, I must go for a walk, and sort of, I don't know, sometimes if you're not in the habit of just getting up and going and you ruminate about it too much, it can seem like a bit of a chore, can't it? And it takes a bit of discipline. And I think if you've got a dog, or you've arranged to meet up with a friend and go for a walk, like, it makes that discipline easier. And I guess having the camera is a little bit similar. Like it gives you a reason to get out, and then while you're out, I always find I walk so much further. And also I'm taking in my surroundings so much more. Sometimes when I go for a walk, I can still be a little bit caught up in my mind, you know. But when I've got the camera, I'm looking at everything around me. It's incredible. Do you know what, right? With this lens, I feel like obviously you can see that the light today is flat as a pancake. But with my Sigma 1.4 lens, it's like good light becomes less of a necessity because there's just such a beauty in the shallow depth of field. And it's like a beauty in itself. So even on a day where it's like relatively flat light, you can still get some great shots. I think that this lens with the Z9, I just can't wait to see the results. It's making me really look forward to doing more, some macro work again. What I love about shooting at f1.4 is whatever you shoot, just it becomes abstract, it becomes art. It doesn't need a reason, it doesn't need an explanation, it's just what it is, and you can create stories in your mind. It's like you're making a movie, your own personal movie. Like when I was photographing the mud back there, I was like imagining a movie with soldiers trampling through that mud. You know, as you're photographing things close up, you can sort of fall into your own little world of imagination, and these things that you're photographing just come to life in your mind. So whether you're out and about in the trees or you're shooting portraits, especially portraits outside, f1.4 on a prime lens, there's just something very magical about it. Just, you know, if you want to get more of the face in focus, you step back a bit, and as long as, if you're shooting two people, as long as they're really lined up parallel to each other, it's okay. You can do it on 1.4. Love it. Oh, there's a good shot. Gotta go. Wow. That is unbelievable. Like, what? I didn't even see that bit of moss. Like, you can't even see it. You can't actually, like, you can't even see the moss, right? Until you take a picture of it. Right, so here's a bit of moss, right? So that little bit of moss there, I'm looking at it through this amazing lens and amazing camera. Right, I'll look at it in real life. I wish you were here to see this, because this bit of moss, right, is nowhere near as awesome in real life. No offence, bit of moss, but you look better through here than you do in real life. That's insane. Actually, the colour of the Z9 is pretty incredible, like the D3. Greens on the D3, they go very bright green, and actually at times I don't like that. If you've got like people standing on grass, it can look too overbearing. But in this instance, you're going to love that shot.